What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 112, and today we are returning with the season finale as we wrap up our second year with AC Milan, going for the Magic Treble. Yeah, after our Serie A win by 20 points, dominant in the league this season, then winning the Coppa Italia as well, we now set up this Champions League final. Once again, another European final against an English side. Last year in the Europa League against Liverpool. Now we've got Ralph's Red Devils in the Champions League final. Now, very briefly before we get into it, I will show you how much I'm getting on in the Premier League this season. As I always say, take the league tables with a pinch of salt. However, they were champions by 5 points this season in the Premier League, or so the game would suggest. As the Bees missed out on European football, and I'll show you their team as well before we dive into the game too. It's a very good team, and it's always so interesting seeing how the AI clubs manage the bigger teams as the years go by. Sometimes their sides get decimated, sometimes they improve. It's always interesting what kind of identity they've built as well. Well, this is how Ralph's Red Devils currently look. Dean Henderson is like one of the best goals in the game right now at 87 overall. This is their defence, and they've got Mario Hermoso, who's now 85 overall at 32 years old. Militao is there at 89 overall as well. Wan-Bissaka is still there, now 87 overall. So yeah, it's a really good team. Bruno Fernandes is still there, 88 overall. Kessie, our former player, 86 overall. Locatelli moved on from Juve this year, 87 overall. And Didi was signed from our Bees, 89 overall. Rashford also 89 overall. Rodri's Manchester United. Okay, fair enough. Bernardo Silva as well. What's going on? Two reverse Carlos Tevez's. Jadon Sancho still there at 91 overall. What is this? Okay, look. This is a little bit ridiculous. Harry Kane is there as well, although now 85 overall alongside Andre Silva. You've got 3 former Man City players in that Manchester United team. You know, as I always say, I will try and keep my career modes realistic. There are certain saves where the emphasis is on realism, but it's really hard to do at times. Now, heading into the final, as you can see, we're not fully strength for this game. As you know, we're missing 3 of our regular starters. Keane is down, Tonali is down, and as you know, Tapsoba also got an injury in the Coppa Italia final. So we're missing 3 of our key players for the Champions League final tonight. Big blows. I think the replacements that have come in are more than capable. Tielemans for Tonali, Ramirez for Keane, and Castaneda, who's fair I really like. I wish I would have given this guy more game time over the past 2 years. He's really good. It's going to fill in for Tapsoba. I think that's the one concern for me tonight is Castaneda. He's not fully fit, and he's also a big different sort of player to Tapsoba. Tapsoba is just an absolute brick wall defensively. So I think that's my main concern heading into tonight. Can Castaneda hold his own against that brilliant Manchester United attack? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Even so, really looking forward to it, a chance at a treble. But as I said, what are we playing? Oh, come on! Really? Okay, fair enough. I think, as I said, you know, my aim this season was win the domestic double. Win the Coppa Italia, win the Serie A. That's what we did. Champions League, to me, look, I was, you know, hopeful we could maybe get to the final, but I wasn't planning for it. Semi-final was my aim this year. We've gone one step further. But because we won domestic double, I won't be too concerned if we don't win this. Of course, I want to win it, but I won't be too gutted if we don't. But it's a Champions League final. It's Manchester United, a bizarre Red Devils team, and an injury-hit Milan side. Forza Milan. Well, if we're going to win this, I think I really need to be on my game. I would say, despite how great we've been this season, particularly domestically, I would say we're slight underdogs, missing 3 of our key players against what is a brilliant Red Devils team in their own backyard. We'd have to pull a Chelsea 2012 winning it at the Allianz Arena if we'd have come through and do this. I'm quite pessimistic, you know, I really am. But like I said, I won't be too disappointed if we don't. We've got the domestic double in the bag. That was what I was after. Anything else is a bonus. It's a great interception there by Rivella. Now Gutierrez might need a teammate. Tillman's running forward. Just didn't slip it in time. We'll come to Callum. And, oh, it's gone in! How has that gone in? Oh, Dino! Dean Henderson with a howler. But what have we talked about all throughout FIFA? Goalkeepers so inconsistent. Oh, that is a gaff. That is a gaff. Maybe he was going a bit to his right there, slipping a little bit. I'm not sure, but even so, that was straight at him. You know, you always get taught this in junior football. Test the goalkeeper early. Get a shot on target early. See how he's feeling. Well, Dean has just had a clanger. We've taken the lead. It's Timmermans who loves playing in England, mate. This guy loves it here. And he's done it again. Milan in front, but Henderson with a howler. Long shots are very OP this year, we know that. They have been toned down quite a bit by EA, as we've talked about, but they still do catch the goalkeeper out quite often. There's just something about, you know, first-time shots and routine saves that should be made. The goalkeepers this year, they're just so... Again. Oh! I'm not going to blame him for that one, but this guy again! You know, you're just certain players that love playing in certain countries. Timmermans, get this guy in the Premier League. He's surely KDB's regen. And this guy, oh, do you know what? That's actually, do you know what? That might be a second howler. Dean Henderson. Should he have saved it? Yeah, he should have done. He should have done. It's 2-0. Timmermans with a brace. But Henderson is having a horrific night in his own backyard. I feel kind of bad for him, man. We're 2-0 up with 2 shots on target and both should have been saved. And the Red Devils, I can't believe this. They're all at sea. This is ridiculous. Oh, I tell you what, if that was mine, Timmermans, we could have made that 3 there. This is... They've got to sort themselves out. Otherwise, we just keep on putting shots on goal. We're going to be 3-4 up at half time. Test that goalkeeper early. Like I said, see how he's feeling tonight. He's just been all at sea. And, oh no, what's going on? Mike! Mate! We should get it clear now through Castagna. Oh, what have I done there? What? That was, oh God, we got another injury. Rashford. That's me. That's on me. Callum's gone down. I think he'll be okay to play on, but Rodri has made it 2-1 in an utterly bizarre start in the northwest of England. Mike completely fluffed his lines, almost cost us a goal, but that was me. I'm not blaming anyone else but me for that. I know we're down to 10 men temporarily, but what was I doing with Castaneda? Rodri would have finished, it's 2-1, and I've just gifted the Red Devils a route back in this. Watch that run. Watch that run. There we go. Perfectly slid through. Oh, and Timmermans is feeling it tonight. He is such a big game player, mate, I'm telling you. He really does come up big in the big games. Corner whipped in, headed up in the air. Tielemans will keep the chance alive. And again, Callum gets another chance. And it's Theo, and this time Dean manages to make the simple save that's straight at him. Still 2-1, but you best believe there's more goals in this tonight. Oh, that's a nice piece of skill by Rashford to send me there. And that's a good tackle by Castaneda. And away we go on the counter. And Rob, I'm going to have him as a dummy runner and feed through Hudson-Odoi. Playing hurt a little bit, so maybe that was the wrong move. But he has found Tielemans. And out wide's Ramirez and Hernandez on the overlap. That's a great ball. Oh, I can't believe it! So, you know there are games where everything goes against you. Every 50-50 duel, every deflection, nothing goes in your favour. Well, what do I always say in those kind of games? Don't stress, don't complain, don't get mad. Luck will balance itself out. I cannot believe it, but we are 3-1 up through 2 howlers and an own goal. Haven't even been at my best to lead by 2 in the Champions League final. This is one of those games where the FIFA gods are saying, alright, this is for you. Oh! Roberto! Put the engraving on, it's over. In a Champions League final, our captain has been quite quiet. He didn't score a single one of our 6 in the Coppa Italia final, but he's got our 4th in the Champions League final. The Red Devils, masters of their own downfall, a world-class attack, but a shaky backline. Who says career mode's not realistic? Rodri might have got a back in it, but that man's brace, an own goal and 1 for all means we lead by 3 at the break. 45 minutes to go, the stars are aligned. This is surely ours. After a frenetic first half, is it any surprise we're now past the hour mark and there's been nothing to report in this second? I think everyone's gassed out there. Even I'm gassed at the moment. There's 25 minutes to go, we're leading by 3. I made one change, Salcedo's come on for the injured Callum Hudson-Odoi, but really, at the moment, I'm just keeping the ball and saying to the Red Devils, look, unless you want to operate with that fantastic Ralph press of yours, this is going to be a pretty routine closeout for me because I'm not feeling much pressure at the moment. I think the Red Devils really, after that first half, just feel as though they're beaten because when going forward, we just look almost unstoppable. As Gutierrez finds Theo right on cue, this should be the 5th, and it is smacked in to the far corner, and it's over. 22 minutes to go, it's 5. And again, masters of their own downfall, the Red Devils, unfortunately. 5-1, it is game, set and match, and this Champions League's in the bag. Roberto with the 1-2, Theo with the finish. They've looked good when going forward, but torn open too easily at the back. 5-1, put the engraving on the trophy, it's over. And the job was done in the first half really, but I certainly wasn't expecting this tonight. Leading 5-1 at Old Trafford in the Champions League final. And the Red Devils, to their credit, looked good when going forward, and right on cue, they almost got a second goal. Had it not been from Mike making a good stop in the near post there. But again, at the back, they've been too vulnerable to handle what is, I would say, in my opinion, the best attack in Europe. With Timmermans, and whilst we're missing Keane tonight as well, Hudson-Odoi, Ramirez, and Gutierrez as well. So there is a second goal for the Red Devils. And again, to be fair, to their credit, like going forward tonight, they have caused me problems. And they've got themselves a second goal through Hermoso. But even so, they put themselves in a hole and they're unable to get out of it. 5-2 I think is how it's going to finish. And it's going to be 2 trebles in 3 years and our first with Milan. Wasn't planning it, but Lord knows we'll be delighted with it. Excellent season wrapped up in an excellent way. Certainly what you call a Champions League final to remember this one. 5 goals in the first half and then 2 in the second, but 5-2 the scoreline as Milan run out winners and are champions of Europe once again in Manchester United's own backyard. And to be fair to the Red Devils, I mentioned it during the game. If you look at the XG here and the fact they had 4 shots as well, they played, I'd probably say, just as good as us. Maybe we were slightly better and slightly more adventurous going forward, but to be fair, they caused me problems on the offensive end. It's just as we talked about it, their problem was not they can't create, not they can't score, not they can't finish chances, but they just couldn't defend. It was as simple as that. And for Dean Henderson as well, Goodness gracious me, that's shades of Laureus Carrius. That was a terrible final from Dean. 10 minutes in, and he'd already conceded 2 goals, which he should have stopped both. What did I say pre-game? One of the best goalkeepers in the world at this point at 87 overall. Well, he is, but as we know, goalkeepers in this year's FIFA are just so inconsistent. So it wouldn't have mattered if it was Dean or someone else. At the end of the day, goalkeepers this year just... They're good at times, but at other times they just can't handle it. Just can't handle the pressure. But to be fair, there's no doubt who my man of the match was in this game. Gutierrez got a goal and assist. Hudson-Odoi got 2 in the first half as well for forced off through injury. But get this guy in the Premier League. Elias Timmermans. I said this year he was going to have a breakout season. He certainly did, and what a way to finish it up with a man of the match display, 2 goals in 10 minutes and an assist as well. Whenever this guy plays against an English side, he just goes ham. Tonight, no exception. And the protege for Roberto has now become the star with this Milan side. And there you go, it is over. AC Milan, Champions League winners, Coppa Italia winners, and Serie A winners as well. The treble is in the cabinet, a season earlier than I was expecting, but I'll certainly take it. Forza Milano. I genuinely did not think we would be winning the treble this year. You know, I really believed that the domestic double, which was my main focus, was what I would be able to achieve. I think it was kind of like revenge season domestically, finishing several points clear of, several points behind Inter Milan in season 1, and obviously getting humbled in the Coppa Italia final when at one point we were 3-0 down, and we're 3-0 down for most of the game. But the Champions League in our first year in, how bad was Hudson-Odoi's injury, by the way? Yeah, it was just a bruise. I didn't expect that. I really didn't. I thought semi-final or final, but you know, I mentioned it with absolutely no disrespect to Spurs or Villarreal. They're not European giants per se. And had we had a different draw in the Champions League, who knows? Maybe it would have been semis, maybe it would have been quarters, but instead we're able to brush those 2 sides aside quite convincingly. And even Barcelona, that was a tricky one. We were on the verge of losing the first leg, and how the season may well have panned out, how we lost that first leg there. We may not have made it through, we might be knocked out in the last 16, and who knows what that would have done for us domestically, but instead, treble tops for AC Milan, and I'm absolutely buzzing. So, to end today's episode and the season finale, what we'll do is we'll briefly take a look at the other leagues around the world, to the top tier leagues. First, as you can see, this is the Premier League table. As we know, the Red Devils may not have won the Champions League, but they were Premier League winners this year. Gutted to see Brentford miss out on Europe altogether. As for Ligue 1, Lyon pipped Paris Saint-Germain by 5 goals to win a Ligue 1 title. I think it might be the first time I've seen PSG not win Ligue 1. In this CM this year. That's interesting indeed. As for the Bundesliga, that was won by RB Leipzig. Wow, Bayern Munich in 4th place this season. Dortmund in 7th. It's all change in Germany. That's absolutely fascinating. And as for La Liga, we'll end with La Liga. Where are we here? It was Atletico Madrid who are winners this year. 10 points clear of Barca and 11 clear of Real Madrid in 3rd as well. So as for the Europa League and Europa Conference League as well, the Europa Conference League this year was won by Crystal Palace, beating Marseille in the final. Interesting enough. Oh, Real Madrid were in the Europa Conference League this year? I knew they were in the Champions League, but the Europa Conference League? And they only got to the semis? Wow, okay, fair enough. As for the Europa League, that was won by... Oh! Get in! Up the bees! Get in! I didn't realise! Oh, that's brilliant! I knew they were in the group and they topped it with 6-6, but I stopped following after that. So the last 16 to beat Dynamo Kiev, the quarterfinals they beat Eintracht Frankfurt, in the semis they knocked out Valencia in a thrilling semi-final tie, and then beat Nice in the final! Get in! Because they missed out on Europe, didn't they? They finished in 8th. But that means they're going to the Champions League next year, despite finishing 8th. Oh, FIFA gods, please. Next year, please put Brentford in the group of whatever team I'm going to be managing. Because we've won the treble now, I mean, I hadn't mentioned this, but why is my manager rating so low? I've won you the bloody treble, lads. What do you mean 69? Flip the numbers around and that's more like it. But, yeah, I'm definitely, there's no doubt about it. I'll show you the teams that are available at the end of today's episode, but there's no doubt about it now. Now we've won the treble. I didn't plan to do it this year. I thought we were going to do it next year. But now it's achieved with Milan. Nothing left to do. On the back of an amazing season, we will be looking to move on to our third team for season 8 after a magical treble winning season. And by the way, can I just say, I still can't believe I got tapped sober for 60 mil. That's one of the bargains of the series. Unbelievable. But goodness gracious me, what a season, what a finale. AC Milan, Champions League and treble winners. And I really feel after last year as well, it was a revenge season this year, you know. I mentioned it earlier, but I just felt so disappointed by last season after spending all that money. And look, I talked about it. It was a rebuild. We were coming to a new country, a new team, a new play style, a new set of players. It was going to take some time to construct the roster the way we wanted it and learn how to win with this Milan side. But again, losing the Serie A by several games and several points, getting humbled in the Coppa Italia final, we only really possibly saved the job by winning the Europa League final. Had we lost to Liverpool in that Europa League final, I've got to be honest, I don't know if I would have been kept on or not. I'd like to think I would have been, but there's a 50-50 chance I would have been sacked last summer. Instead, well, let's just say the board made the right call, keeping me on despite a subpar season, because we made up for it and then some this year with our treble-winning season. By the way, this kid, talk about your bright futures. He can't get a game because of how good Timmermans is, but Schneider, 8 goals and 7 assists in 32, the vast majority off the bench, now 83 overall, at just 18 years old. This guy is a superstar in the making. And Hudson-Odoi as well. This is why Ramirez, I talked about it, I couldn't really drop Callum or Moyes. Hudson-Odoi this year was absolutely superb this season with 19 and 21 in 47 games. Messi's regen though, 19 years old, growing 3 ratings to 86 overall. If this guy's not a starter next year, I don't know what to say. But heading forward, we see Elias. I talked about this kid having a breakout season this year. Well, how about getting to 87 overall and getting 21 goals and 21 assists in 51 games, being the second highest scorer in the Serie A and one of the top scorers in the Coppa Italia as well. Yeah, this dude this season was unreal. And I said it and I'll say it again. Get him in the Premier League. He loves playing in England. As for Roberto El Capitano, 93 overall in the prime of his career, 25 years old. And look at the record. Serie A goal scoring record, 37 in 37, 17 assists to go alongside it, 49 in all competitions. And let's throw in 30 assists as well, shall we? The goal machine. I talked about it. He was always in Ivan Toney's shadow, but came to the San Siro, became captain, led this team to a treble in 2 years, broke a goal-scoring record, won 3 golden boots in 3 separate competitions last season. That's what the truly greats do. They elevate their game even when they're already so good. And that's why Scamacca, bless him, just couldn't get a game this year. He's had 23 games, most of which were in the final 5 minutes of a game, just bringing him on to burn the clock. And as for Moyes as well, gutted, I'll never see this guy become the left winger we wanted him to be. But unfortunately, just one of those things. 22 weeks, we were so close. We were so close. I really hope EA realise next year a player can get downgraded in a new position when they're learning it. Come on. They don't have to be just as good as they are now to change position. That's just how football and the world works as well. So there you go. What an AC Milan team we finish up with then. A 5-star side with some extraordinary young talent. And a roster which we assembled in the 2 years to be proud of. The only thing I would say is I wish I had a couple more Italian players in this squad. I mean, we did sign quite a lot of them, you know, Tonali, obviously, Rovella, Ricky. You know, we signed quite a few of them. I wouldn't have minded a few more for our squad, though, to assemble a really strong Italian core. It's just that the deals weren't available, and so many clubs have the better Italian players that we can't negotiate with, such as the likes of Juventus or Inter Milan, because they're rival clubs. But even so, as a 5-star team, this is a truly remarkable AC Milan side with so much young talent as well, and winning the treble too. There's nothing left to do. We've done it all. We've won the treble. We've been absolutely dominant domestically this season, and a great way to wrap it up in the final in the Red Devils' backyard as well. So the question is, as we end today's episode, where do we go next? paused for a long time there. Okay, well, there's 3 Italian clubs and PSG, but of course, as we know, if we were to simulate a couple more days in the calendar, we get different options. So I don't know where we're going to go next. We're heading into Season 8, and there we go. Heading into Season 8, and I have to say, looking at the major European clubs in the major European leagues, there are a couple that really do catch my eye. Paused for quite a long time there. Now, I'm very excited about the prospect of going on to next, I must say. There are quite a few. But honestly, I don't know. I would say at the moment, looking at the major European leagues, I've got a short list of 4 clubs that I'm quite excited about the prospect of moving on to next. But I don't know who we will move on to next. That's the Europa Conference League background here. But even so, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching Season 7. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have, then please do drop a like. Oh, Sol won the Coppa Italia Golden Boot. No, I didn't realise that. If you have enjoyed Season 7, guys, then please do drop a like. It really is much appreciated. And I can't say thank you enough for the support the series so far. This has been a brilliant career mode. I'm having so much fun. The story of Roberto Gutierrez is not finished yet. And I just want to know where we're going next with us and our Uruguayan goal machine as well, because I am not finished just yet. I want to go somewhere else. I'm having an absolute blast. But thank you so much for watching Season 7, guys. Really, really appreciate all your love and support as always. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the brand new season at a new club in Season 8. In a new country, I'm sure, as well. Very soon. What a finale that was. Unbelievable.